watching W Media and we are coming to you from Mumbai CDC, which is the Mumbai Cloud and Data Center Convention and Awards. And joining us now is a very special guest, Mr. Kaustubh Dhabse, who is the Joint Secretary and OSD to the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. So let's start about the success story of data centers in Maharashtra and how, in a large part, having a proper data center policy has contributed to it.
Immensely. I mean, one of the key reasons why Maharashtra has been so successful in being the data center capital of the country is driven primarily by our very robust data center policy. And secondly, we have also had the strategic advantage of being the entertainment, commercial and financial capital of the country.
Of course.
So the consumers who were very quickly moving on to the digital landscape were in a constant conversation with us, and they drove policymakers in the government to take a very decisive step in this direction and not to miss the boat, so that we do not whether it's the country or globally miss the race or miss the boat, if that's the way it's said. So we were very I would say ahead of the curve. Our policy was not straitjacketed. It was extremely dynamic. We understood that the data center space was an extremely evolutionary phase. If you look at the way we have dovetailed our data center policy, it has undergone 6 amendments from the time it was launched. And we were also the first state in the country, central government did it later on, to come up with a policy of moving all our data to cloud. So we not only did the data center policy, but we also told the data center guys, hey, the biggest business will come from the government, because nobody has more data than we have. And when the Honorable Devendra Ji took over in 2014, he was the Chief Minister then, one of the things that I was told to do is to evaluate the tech scenario, and I realized that we have 75 data centers which we used to run with a 400 crore budget every year just to add servers to that data center. And data center is not a government's business to run. So that's how the cloud policy came into place, where we said that so the data center policy in its core, plus providing the data center guys an opportunity to create a way by which government data can be on cloud, private, public, hybrid, all the three, and by taking the right policy decisions. And that actually fueled the industry. And that's why we see today Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, Thane, Pune being like the beacons of the data center across the country.
I'm glad you brought that up, because earlier Mumbai, there was this fear it will become the next Singapore. But luckily, despite having a positive plan, data centers have moved out now to Navi Mumbai, Pune, Thane, Bhiwandi, the whole industrial belt. So what kind of incentives are you offering to them? What do you think is helping these, companies set up data centers outside Mumbai?
So one of the things that we quickly realize is that data center space is going to become increasingly scarce. And while data center companies are making a significant amount of margins, and God bless them, we don't have anything against private sector companies making money as long as they pay taxes. My biggest challenge, as long as they pay taxes. My biggest challenge was that why should the data center company face the vagaries of demand supply and end up paying a parcel of land which was few years ago 1 crore, which has gone up to 10 crores. So we realized this, and what we said that we need to create data center parks and move them slowly away and give them the confidence that that you will still have a very robust, stable infrastructure. Because data center companies, the key is infrastructure. If I want my transactions to be successful, I have a very strong expectation from the bank. So data center companies are not going to take a big risk with moving to places which is very low cost and a little bit of bad infrastructure. They are going to be very focused on their output.
And subsea cables form the biggest element in this infrastructure.
Absolutely, and we are blessed strategically because they're all landing in Mumbai. But what we have done is now we have created, as you must be familiar, this Mumbai-Nagpur Expressway. It's called the Super Communication Expressway, by the way. And the reason why it is called Super Communication Expressway is because, and I can't say this on record, is that we have created a way by which the cables can be stretched up to Nagpur. And they are so safe and secure that nobody can touch them. And that's the strategic advantage that we are providing. So all of these nodes across the Mumbai-Nagpur Expressway, whether it's Aurangabad, whether it's Nasik, whether it's Hingoli, all the
So
way.
tier 2, tier 3 cities as well. And do you foresee in that case more edge data centers coming up, or do you foresee more data centers like we have in Mumbai, like colos and hyperscalers?
I think colos and hyperscalers.
Really?
Yeah, because most importantly is that these are the people who drive large amount of business. And what they need essentially is that they have three requirements. One is that they have to have a very stable electrical infrastructure. We are very blessed with power surplus state. Secondly is that they obviously that geo situation, earthquake and all of that, that has to be there, so which across that leg is present. And the third is connectivity. And we are providing all of the three of that. I believe everybody can move, but I believe that the larger ones will move faster because it's economies of scale for them.
True.
And that's the reason why I believe that they will move much more faster. But I need this to, we need to market this a little bit more. And
No,
thank you for giving me an
The
opportunity.
reason I asked is because we have MSMEs. We have a huge culture of MSMEs. That's the backbone of the Indian economy. And we have a lot of those in Maharashtra, and they are typically driving the need for edge data centers.
Right.
So tier 2, tier 3, those are also again MSME.
I see, could be. I mean, I have to admit that I am not a data center tech expert, but I know for a matter of fact that we have created the necessary ecosystem for them to flourish. And I leave it to the good wisdom of the entrepreneurs and the CEOs of these companies to really take a call on what model they want to move where. We are here to fully support them, whatever need and necessity that they have. And an absolutely exemplary way of ease of doing business is a commitment that government of Maharashtra gives. We are the number one in the country today in data center, and let me assure you, Deborah, we will always remain the number one.
That's very interesting, because everyone says the regulatory environment here is so different from everywhere else in the country. You said that you have taken certain steps to, as you said, make it easier for doing business. If you were to talk directly to people who want to set up data centers, what would you tell them? Why should they come to Maharashtra? Why should they come to Mumbai?
Okay, specifically related to data centers, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we understand, so I'm looking at the people now, and we understand, ladies and gentlemen, the data center business extremely well. And we have corrected, recorrected, redrafted, recorrected and re-questioned our entire data center policy and our procedure in a way by which it's 1, 2, 3, 4 steps for any data center company. So when the data center company approaches our state government, they realize that there is somebody on the other side who fully understands their business and who fully understand the risks of their business. So they don't have to spend time convincing us on anything. The only debate that typically tends to happen is related to what subsidy on tariff, and we are very clear on that, that if you are in the main areas, we are not going to be very generous with you. But if you are in the slightly longish areas away from Mumbai city, we will be extremely generous with you on the electricity tariff, because it's our policy statement. We want you to move away a little bit so that you get low cost land and we can give you much more better infrastructure. So if you are coming to Maharashtra, if you are coming to Mumbai, I can assure you, we understand data center far better than anybody else in the country, and we will give you the best that is possible.
I'm glad you brought up power supply, because data centers are power guzzlers, and we have all been talking about carbon footprint and the need to have a green agenda. Could you shed some light on sustainability initiatives that you're looking at?
I think it's not, sustainability, green is no longer a buzzword. Okay, it's our commitment to our planet, and in the process of making that commitment, we have to be very clear about what our strategy is. So if you look at Maharashtra's electrical infrastructure as we speak, we have a 44 gigawatt capacity today, and we, in order to hit $1 trillion mark, have projected to be about 75 gigawatts. This entire grounds up build out, 50% will be green. So we are already making a commitment that we will make sure, although it is difficult, it's not so easily scalable because availability of solar cells and so on and so forth is not easy, but we are fully committed. The other thing that we are very strategically doing is that we are asking data center companies to come to us and do a end-to-end model. We will provide you the necessary land, have your own generation. Either you do it directly or you tie up with someone. We will give them benefits on wheeling, on banking, and then you run your. So we are also enabling you, because if you want to really scale data centers the way we are growing, then you need to make sure that every single new setup has some element of thinking of being sustainable. And if that's not the case, then we are creating a planet which is definitely going to be rich and profitable, but it's not sustainable.
Final question, sir. What's been your experience like here at the Mumbai CDC, and what did you find most exciting?
I was absolutely amazed by the number of people first, and there was a sense of aspiration that I sensed in the room. What I realized is that I don't go to a lot of conferences, but whenever I do go to a conference, I sense body language, I sense a sparkle in the eyes, and I also sense a commitment towards the country. And I saw all of these facets. Every single person was wanting, I mean, if I have to metaphorize it, they were trying to say that, please tell us how we can help grow the country. And that's a remarkable feeling that you get. And that is going to take the country forward. India will be a $5 trillion economy, will become the largest economy in the next, by 2047 is what they are saying, could be earlier. And Maharashtra will play an important role, and I'm so happy, and I want to congratulate W and the entire group for creating such a nice platform for people to come and share. So thank you for it.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming to our Cloud and Data Center Convention and Awards. We will have many more such exclusive interviews through the day, so stay tuned. Until then, in Mumbai, I'm Deborah Cray.